Well, hello everybody. I'm Katie and this is a Fountain Pen Awakening, and I hope that wherever you are in the world you're doing super well. Today I'm coming at you from my pool. I'm going to share this loveliness with you because for the first time in a very, very long time I have the house absolutely to myself and I'm not working. So it's very rare for me to be able to share the backyard with you because there's always someone around. For those of you who do not know, I live in a house that has two other people. So is the landlady and then I have another flatmate, and both of them are not here, and I finally have the whole day off. So here I am in the pool. And as you have heard me say, 2025 is going to be that year that I'm going to do more of what I love, and I'm going to enjoy life more, and I'm going to give myself permission to live life and do it in the best possible way I know how. And this is the blessings that I am grateful for, is to have a pool. And it's going to be 33 degrees today after having like really shite weather. Like we had a lot of rain for the past 3 or 4 days. But I mean, when I say rain, I mean rain. Like it poured down with rain. So 2025 is going to be a low buy year for me, even lower than last year. I'm just going to try to be really, really mindful. And when I do make purchases, they have to kind of be a reasoned purchase. It's getting really expensive now, and I do have a lot of stuff. So the content that probably I'm going to share in 2025 is going to be more around myself and the hobby, as opposed to purchasing stuff to showcase on my channel. And it's just going to be like catch-ups with Katie. So maybe once a week, maybe once a fortnight, depending on how much I have to share. I'll pop on, tell you a bit what's going on in my fountain pen world, tell you a bit, about my thoughts, show some journaling, show some inks, whatever I'm up to, whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm feeling. So maybe random videos, I don't know. But it's going to be more about what I already have and what I do with what I have, rather than buying new things and showcasing new things. Having said that though, I did take delivery of 2 new pens, not expensive ones, but I got those last week and I haven't had a chance to film them yet. So I'm going to share that with you. Also, I've noticed that everyone's doing videos about their 2025 journal and planner lineup. So I thought I'd just walk you through my setup and have that working for me. I did do a video just after I did my Hobonichi haul about my thoughts around how I was going to use my weeks and my Hon, which is my Hobonichi Hon, the hardback. I usually use that as a journal, so I'll talk you through those. And also with regards to, the currently inked, I still have a lot of the inks from the Inkvent 24 in my pens, which I'm slowly writing out and getting through. So I'll just do a flip through of those inks and my thoughts around those inks. So yeah. So from Katie in the pool, we will flip the camera and do Katie out of the pool. Well, here we are, my lovelies. Catch up with Katie, first installment of the year, where I talk about my fountain pen journey, my fountain pen world, and all the things that go with a hobby, from new pens, inks, journals, planners, notebooks, swatchings, and new pens, obviously. Yes. So I've got myself some San Pellegrino here with a slice of lime. As I said, it's going to be like 33 degrees today, so a scorcher Celsius. So I did mention that I did get a couple new pens. I got the Harry Potter, the Lamy All-Star Ravenclaw. Now, I did say, if you watched my last video, end of year pen tag, that I am going to allow myself to collect these 4 Lamys from the Harry Potter series. I don't know who they've done it in collaboration with. It says Wizarding World, Harry Potter, Warner Brothers. So I guess Lamy in collaboration with Warner Brothers, or whoever it is that's done the 4 houses of the Harry Potter series. So the thing that is different about these Lamys is that the actual grip section, which is usually sort of a smoky clear plastic, they've sort of made it to match the color of the barrel of the pen, so it's kind of a light blue in this instance, with a black nib. You can select different nib sizes, and if you want the 1.1, the 1.5, and they will be silver. But if you just want the standard nib sizes, they will come in the black. And then there is this etching on it, so I think this is laser etchings, and these are kind of the feathers, and that sort of goes from the cap right down the body. And then on the top you've got the Ravenclaw symbol, and the clip is coloured to match the body colour. So there are 4 pens. I already do have this is my Hufflepuff. The etching on here is kind of, I don't know if you can see that, along there. And then the clip is this nice brassy colour. So they come in these boxes that are branded depending on the colour of the pen, and this one came in this sleeve. My Hufflepuff didn't come in the sleeve, it just came in the plastic box, so I'll pop them aside. And then what I was thinking, because I kind of had this Platinum Plaisir inked up with black, but I wanted to do maybe some drawing, some sketching, and I wanted some permanent ink, but I wanted a really fine nib, so I had to buy a Preppy, an extra fine nib. And that was like $9.95 or something Australian, and just swap out the nib. I had a medium on my Platinum Plaisir, so I just got they're really super easy. You just pull this nib out like this, and then you pop it in wherever you want to pop it in, and you swap them out. It's super easy with the Preppies. So I bought this and just put my medium nib in there, and I've swapped it out and put the extra fine in here. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and bought some cartridges of the Platinum Carbon ink, so the permanent ink, and now I can sort of do some sketchings with that and actually use this pen. And for those of you who watched me be very disappointed with day 25, the Diamine Inkvent, because I don't write with black inks really, I just embraced it, and because I have a bottle of it, so I've inked my pilot up with that black ink. Right, so those are my new pens. What we can talk about now is what I've actually got inked up. So this is my ink journal. I have written some of these out now, but what I tried to do, excuse me, can you just stay, was I did sort of do my Diamine Inkvent all the days, all the colours. Try to sort of write a sample out in my little ink journal, and then I wrote what I've got currently inked in what pens. So Season's Greetings is in my pilots. Now ignore that one. That's not a Diamine Inkvent, that's a Robert Oster ink, and I've put that in my Kaveco. So then my Icy Lilac was in my TWSBI Mini. I've written that out. My Snow Globe, which was a Diamine Inkvent, was in my Mahjong. I've just written that out. And the Cosmic Glow Diamine in my Sakura, my Salaprugia. I still have a Sleigh Ride inked up in my Lamy 2000. I'm really enjoying this pairing. I love writing with those. This is a Super Sheena, which I love. I have Cranberry in my Goldie, and then I have Wilted Rose in my Joya. That's about to finish. Chilly Night was in my Briolet, but I've written that out, and Marley is in my Brown Orchid. Nutmeg is in my Espresso Martini, which I have actually put a flex nib on. I bought a flex nib ages ago, and then I didn't ever use it because I just didn't like it. I'm giving it a go again, so I've put it in there. It's, you know, the Yoga nibs that you can swap out, so that's super easy. Wishing Tree, which was in my Estabrook Junior, I've written that out. I've got Pine Needle still inked up in here. That's going to be written out very soon. I've got Vibe in one of my new pens, my TWSBI Eco. And I think as far as the Inkvent inks, those are the pens that I've got left. The other ones are all inks that I already had inked up from my first wheel press. So the Galen Force Green, the Hearty Harvest, and the Curious Woods. So I still have those inked up. I have Salted Caramel as well inked up. That's another Diamine Inkvent one in my other TWSBI. Right, this is the year where I have decided to try and match in my Hobonichi the monthly color to an ink, and I want to do a test to see if I can write the whole month with one color only. So as you can see, the Hobonichi in the monthly has a color, so every month has a different color. So my aim is to try and match the color as accurately as I can, and then try and write the whole month out with that, which it did start off relatively okay, and then I got bored, so I started using some other inks. Alright, the one that I'm using the most is this Ink Studio 573 Sailor ink, which is kind of a really nice ink. I just had a sample of, but I repurchased, so I've been using that. And the other one that I've been using is the Hearty Harvest, which is this sort of color here, which also kind of matches. So I've been using those two, and then I kind of like got distracted and used other colors because I kind of get bored. Like, I mean, because I have most of my pens inked up, I want to get through the inks. Yeah. Anywho, so that's what I kind of am doing with my Hobonichi, and so far so good. I've been enjoying getting into the Hon. Here I just put in all birthdays and stuff, so I just track important dates, festivities, holidays, and people's birthdays. Then I just use the monthly as just a brief kind of planner, but not much. Now all my pages are decorated. In here I just do like very basic planning, you know, I put my working hours in there, any appointments that I need to do. I'm not a planner, I'm not a big planner. I bought my weeks last year and I didn't quite know what to do with it. So this year I'm using it as a tracker, whereas in here it's very loose, you know. And then in my weeks I use it where I write down what I'm grateful for, or if I pick a card, and then I just write some thoughts there, and then yeah, I journal in my monthly, as we can see. That's what I use this for. I mean, I enjoy it. It's enough space to journal, and if I need to kind of like journal more, I then have an additional journal where I write down some more thoughts and stuff and bits and pieces. So that's kind of how I have been using my Hon, and it's working really well for me. I got this beautiful retro one. I kind of have a piece of blotting paper in there. I bought the cover for it this year. I didn't have that last year, and it did get dirty, so I do recommend to have a cover, you know, to just protect it a bit, because my other Hon, which I had the iris, the slash last year, it did get a bit dirty. Okay, so that's my Hobonichi Hon. I bought this a couple of years back, last year or the year before, and this is just my ink journal where I just do all my ink swatching and, you know, explorations and kind of things like that. Keep up to date with what I've got, what inks I have, and what, you know, inks I purchase. This is my week. So the weeks for me was kind of like one of those things that baffled me, because last year I didn't quite know what to do with it, and so it was very messy. I kind of tried to use it as a subs tracker, then as an exercise tracker. In here I just didn't quite know what to do with. I was tracking my food because I do intermittent fasting, and my exercises, but you know, I didn't sort of keep up with it. And then what I did was with the December, I just put my Inkvent colours in the days, just to sort of have a quick reference guide to the different colours. And then what I did is in these other pages, I just sort of wrote down with the actual pen what I had inked up with those inks. And then in the back, I love doing the tracker, like the 365-day checkoff sheet, so I did that. And then I used the note section for just scribbling idea notes, and I'm still using it now to just write down ideas and stuff like. So it's very messy, very kind of like I didn't know what to do with it. So this year I was a little bit more intentional with it. I'm actually using it as a planner, as a health tracker, as a habit tracker, and as, you know, what I eat, at what times I eat it. And by watching sort of the people in the community, I got some ideas. So I've been a little bit more mindful with it and decorated a little bit more. Here, this is my meditation tracker, and then in January I was meant to do 30-day yoga with Adrienne, but she only did like 7-day yoga this year for the first time in 10 years. So, but that's all right. So I'm tracking that. And then I've kind of decorated each month just to give me a little bit of inspiration, and I'm just going to use this to track my exercise and meditation. So that's what this is going to be. And then in my weekly, what I've done is I've decorated it too, and made it a little bit pretty, and then track my habits. So, you know, like vitamins and stuff that I have to take, to-do list, shopping list, and then in here, the times that I have meals and what I've had, just to see. So that's been working well for me. I'm really enjoying doing that. And making it pretty also kind of gives me a little bit of inspiration to, you know, write nicely in it. December was a bit of a shocker, but that's all right. I won't show you. It was just a bit messy all around because I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to use it, but yeah. So that's working well for me. Really enjoying that. In the back, I've got my notes and, you know, just anything from a reading list to maybe some journaling to wish lists, you know, that kind of thing. So this comes with me now, like I take it with me, whereas last year I just left this at home and just did not use it at all. But this year that comes with me in my bag or my purse or wherever, and I can use that. Oh, and also what I did is just put down all the colors of my markers, so when I do go and try to buy some new ones, or if I want to match a color, I've kind of got like the colors that I already have. Yeah, here I've written it really nicely. There was just like, what have I got in my collection? And then I just wanted to quickly show you when I did my Hobonichi haul. I just got like a normal notebook, and then I bought these little sleeves, right? These little sleeves in the A6 and the A5. And so I've used them to put on my notebook. That's just the yellow one. I've sort of cut them in half and stuck them down. And then I bought a Midori notebook cover to put over it to keep it in place. I mean, I've stuck it down, but that's how it looks. And then this one is just kind of like, you know, where I write out my pens, where I do stuff. Like, for instance, the end of year pen tag, I write that down there. And then if we go here, I'll just show you. So these are kind of the writing samples that I've been doing, and just a quick Zentangle to just use up the ink in my pens, I guess. So these are the kind of the Inkvent ones. So that's Nutmeg, which is a really nice one. It's sort of got like that gold through it. Salted Caramel is one of my favorites. Then that's Good Tidings, which is the Super Sheener. Pine Needle, it's actually Pine Needle, not Pine Needles. I have this in my lemon meringue, and this has like an architect nib on it, soft dentist nib. It kind of tends to dry out a bit depending on the angle that you write with. Lullaby, Icy Lilac, again that's kind of like a shimmer ink. I think Diamine does really good shimmer inks. Snow Globe, it's another shimmer. Cosmic Glow, that's like a really strong sheener. Then Marley, which is like a grey purple. The Wishing Tree, which is kind of like this nice jungle green, I guess, khaki green. Wilted Rose, sort of like, it reminds me of a pink terracotta. Sleigh Ride's like one of my faves. I love a really, this has got like a green sheen. Can we see that? I love that in my Lamy 2000. I love Cranberry as well. This is another sheener. Potpourri, it's a nice soft pink. the writing samples and transcripts. So, you know, like I just take a book or take something and I just transcribe from there. I've got Robert Oster's Wind in my Kaveco Stonewash, Copper Patina in my Little Fat Man, Chilly Nights, which I've written out now, and then Lit de Terre, which is in my Hufflepuff, and then the Platinum Carbon Black, which I put in my Platinum Plaisir with the extra fine. I like how it writes. It's actually quite fine, but not too fine, if you know what I mean. And then there's Sleigh Ride, there's Cranberry, there is Vibe, which is a super fun ink, Marley, and this is Stone Road to Gion. I put this in my Lamy White Silver, Potpourri is in my Firefly, Verdigris, I put that in my new pen, my Ravenclaw, Icy Lilac, I use this to write it out. Gale Force Green is in my Navla, my Horizon, and I think I might be about to write the Pine Needle out. Yeah, because I finished there. Also, this is kind of like a scribbly wibbly transcription, writing, testing kind of situation. So that's what I'm using that for and how I've kind of decorated it. And then I'll just show you quickly. So I bought the Hobonichi papers, but I kind of realized it doesn't really do fountain pen ink well, which is a shame. For some reason I thought it was fountain pen friendly, but when I kind of used it to scribble some stuff down, it feathers, and then there's bleed through. So I was a bit disappointed with that, because if I knew that, I wouldn't have bought it. See, like, it just feathers. So yeah, this sits on my desk, but I can't really do much with it, to be honest. So that's that. Then this was my little Inkvent swatching book, and again I did the same thing here. I cut donkey and stuck it on the notebook, and then got a little cover for it from Maduri. And yeah, this is the Tomoe River paper. I think it's the new paper, to be honest, and it is, you know, just the black paper. Baltic Breeze, Wilted Rose, Noble Fin, which was Noble Fur. It's so funny. I had so much trouble deciphering the writing on those little Inkvent bottles. The font was really hard to read. Noble Fin, which was Noble Fur. This is beautiful, this ink. This is like, whoa, super sheener. Then we had the Forest Gâteau. That's really nice too. Very wet ink, that one. Got the Icy Lilac, which I thought was Joy Lilac. Again, a beautiful shimmer ink. Diamine Cranberry. I love this ink. And in my Pilot Matte, my Goldie, it writes super well. Diamine Lemon and Lime, which is chameleon ink. Very hard to read, very hard to write with, so that didn't stay inked up very long at all. Diamond Marley, I really like this. Here it looks a little bit more lilac-y, whereas when I've been writing with it in my other writing journal, it comes across as more grey. Diamond Wishing Tree, again another chameleon ink with a beautiful shimmer, pink shimmer in there. Green pink, the chameleon is in the shimmer. Oh, Chilly Nights. This is like the Star Bright ink. It's like silver, super sheen in there. Grotto, not my favourite. There is something about it that, I don't know, maybe it's too kind of neon, but it's like an orangey colour, reddy colour with this extreme green sheen in there. Snow Globe, that's again a chameleon one, sheening. Didn't find this wrote all that well, to be honest, in the pen that I put it in. Might be the pen, might be the ink. Lullaby, it's a really beautiful kind of purpley, mauvey colour, and quite legible too in the writing, which is good. Diamond Mint Twist, again a chameleon ink. The shimmer is one colour and then another colour depending on the light. That I haven't inked up yet. I'm waiting for that because I think it matches one of the months in my Hobonichi. Diamine Slay and Caramel are kind of my favorite. This is Tundra. That's like a grey, yeah, color. Didn't ink that up. Don't like greys. And Diamine Winterberry. That's a beautiful color with the shimmer. Again, it is like one of those colors that I don't really write with, but it's actually quite nice. And then this one, it sticks. So this one is Diamine Vibe, which I love. It's got sort of like a greeny teal with this absolutely red sheen on it, but it kind of sticks. I don't know why. Oh, this was the fail. This was a real fail. The Diamine Fruit Cocktail, which is, oh, you can smell it. It's a scented ink, but just like doesn't write well. It doesn't keep its line. It wasn't good. Diamond Potpourri, that's beautiful. I love that one. Cosmic Glow. Ooh, that's stuck together too. It seems that where these super shinners, it kind of sticks the pages. Yeah, Diamond Nutmeg, Salted Caramel, and Sleigh Ride and Cranberry. They were my like standout inks out of the Inkvent. Pine Needle. It's a beautiful shimmer ink too. The Chameleon ink. Salted Caramel. Yeah, baby. Love it. Love the Salted Caramel. And last but not least, Good Tidings, which was kind of a disappointment. But as we can see here, there's kind of some purple coming through. So that's what I use this little one for. And what I'll probably do in here, I will continue just doing maybe some ink swatches in here to use it up, you know, like I've still got a few pages in there. So with new inks, I'll just do the bigger swatching in here and then note it in my ink journal. So I'll do it in here as well, just to keep a record of it. Do the bigger swatching in there to use that up, which is another little one that I got. I've been doing my Zen Tangles just to have some fun to pass the time. They're not like perfect by any stretch of the imagination. You can get more complex one or less complex ones. I can't speak. This again is the Hobonichi A6, and that's just got like the grid on it. I did do some of the Zentangles with the Diamine inks just to play around with them, and yeah, so that's what I've sort of been doing in here to use this little thing up too, because I didn't quite know. I got a bit carried away with my Hobonichi haul, to be honest, and I got all these things. So now I have to find, you know, a purpose for them. So there you have it, my friends. These are all my currently inked. Still most of them with Inkvent inks. That's how I'm sort of using my weeks and how I'm using some of my journals, how I'm using my horn. That was kind of a bit longer than expected, but you know, I'm here for it. And the 2 pens of the Harry Potter collection. And there you have it. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, for subscribing, and see you all in my next one. Ciao, Andy.